What's going on, Tacoma fam? Super excited for today's video. This has been something that I've been working on for almost 4 years now, and I feel like it only made sense that I waited this long to make this video. And as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm gonna be talking about the top 5 things that I hate about my rough country 6-inch lift on my 3rd gen Tacoma. And if you're new to the channel, let me give you a walk around, that way you can see some of the mods that I've done on my 3rd gen Tacoma. Now, of course, the most obvious mod has to be the rough country 6-inch lift that I have equipped on my Tacoma. I oftentimes get asked what my wheel specs are, and in case you're wondering, this is what I'm running. So these right here are 35, 12.5, 18 Toyo Open Country MTs on fuel rims, and the offset is -12 on these. And I think you can kind of see the tire popping up a little bit. Look at that. So if that's the stance you're going for, that's the specs that you're gonna need. I think it looks pretty good. The next mod, which is probably one of my favorites, are these headlights. Now these headlights are the ones that come on the 2020 and newer Tacomas. These are all LED. If you have the older version of these headlights, I would highly recommend that you upgrade to these, because not only do they look so much better, but they're also super bright at night. And then down here, I have a last fit light bar. And then I also have a last fit LED fog light bulb down there. Now moving on to the side, I just have these generic side steps from eBay that I bought. I do have a rough country tunnel cover back here. I did upgrade my tail lights to these TRD Pro ones. These are the ones that have black inside. They're not chrome, and the lens is clear. And I think this looks really good. And that's pretty much it on the exterior mods. Let's go ahead and move inside. That way you guys can see the mods that I have on the inside. Check it out. So I do have full genuine leather red seats. Now these, I just made a video on these if you guys want to check them out. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to be making a playlist of all the Tacoma videos that I have. That way if you guys are curious to see all the mods that I've done to the truck, you guys can see them through that playlist. But these are the full leather, all red, genuine seat covers. These look super good, guys. Like, I mean, what do you guys think, huh? I feel like the color of the truck with red interior, I think it looks really good. I got to take off some of this though. This is just too much red. I had this on before I had the seat covers, which is why I have it on now. So I don't really like the way it looks. I think it's just too much red. So I might just get rid of this now that I have the all red seat covers. And then this is also my other mod that I really like that I have on the inside. It's a Hot Wheels that I color matched to match my Tacoma. I just super glued it on there with the rock. But other than that, you guys, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have on the interior. Keep in mind, you guys, some of the things I want to be talking about in this video aren't really that big of a deal. If anything, they're like minor inconveniences for me. Because realistically, I've had a really good experience with my rough country 6-inch lift. I have more positive things to say about it than negative things. Also, this video is not sponsored by Rough Country. They're not paying me anything to make this video. The things that I want to be telling you guys are my truthful and honest opinion. And I feel like I have room to speak about this because I actually own a Tacoma with a rough country 6-inch lift. I feel like a lot of people who talk bad about these lifts are people who've never owned a rough country 6-inch lift. Now, before you guys come at me in the comments below, let me make something really clear. This rough country 6-inch lift isn't the best lift kit out there. There's definitely better options out there. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that this rough country lift kit isn't as bad as people make it seem to be, you know? But now that you guys saw the Tacoma, I think it's time we get started with the video. And if you haven't yet already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm on the road to 50,000 subscribers, which is so crazy to say. And it would mean a lot to me if you guys would help me reach that goal. But with that being said, let's get started with the video. The first thing that I hate about my rough country 6-inch lift is it makes keeping this Tacoma clean so much harder. Just to clean the wheels themselves, that's like a solid 30 to 40 minutes right there. Because I mean, just look at all this meat that I have to clean. And it's 4 of them. This is how I look like if I try to wash my truck without using any like stool or anything that would help me reach the hood. Look at this. Come, actually zoom in on this. Look at this. Look how far my hand reaches. That's not even half the hood right there. Same thing with the top. If I want to wash the top, it's a struggle. I don't even reach half of the roof. So if you're someone who likes to keep your trucks clean, but don't like taking them to car washes or having other people wash them for you, just know that when you lift this truck 6 inches, it's like you're washing a monster truck. The second thing that I hate about my rough country 6-inch lift is that once you lift these Tacoma 6 inches, you're stuck buying 35s for the rest of your life. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, what's wrong with that? Well, these 35-inch tires are super expensive. Now I guess you could downgrade to 33s, but those are as expensive as 35s, and I mean I guess you could upgrade to 37s, but obviously those are going to be even more expensive than 35s. So realistically, you're stuck with 35s. And on top of that, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, these tires, especially if you're gonna be driving on the pavement most of the time, they're gonna probably last you maybe, what, if you're lucky, 40,000 miles, maybe 50,000 miles. For those of you that didn't know, I do own my own tire shop. Here's a picture of me when I was installing the 35-inch tires on my Tacoma. And I wanna say I paid roughly around like $1,500 for my tires. Keep in mind though, I did all the work myself, so I didn't have to pay anybody to install them for me. And if you're curious to know how much it would cost you to buy 35-inch tires and get them installed at a shop, well, let me show you. So I'm gonna give you guys a ballpark price on how much these tires should cost you. Keep in mind, this price will vary depending on what shop you go to. So my exact tire, the Toyo Open Country MT 35 12.5 18, this tire here is roughly $347. On top of that price, some shops will add a markup to it. Next, you gotta add taxes. Taxes will also depend on where you live, and then you have to add labor. And for these 35-inch tires, I roughly want to say you should be paying for each tire mounted and balanced no more than $30. So if you add everything up, you should be paying for these tires installed out the door roughly around $1,800. But at least now you guys know how much it'll be roughly for these tires if you're looking to buy them. The third thing that I hate about my rough country 6-inch lift is the horrible gas mileage that you get. When I first lifted my Tacoma, I really didn't notice a difference in the gas mileage, but I feel like that was probably because gas wasn't as expensive back then. Nowadays, especially here in California, it's almost $5 a gallon. Now let's be honest, these Tacomas stock straight out of the factory aren't known for having the best gas mileage. Then you go ahead and add a 6-inch lift with 35s, it's not gonna make things any better. Just so you guys can get a better idea of how much gas my Tacoma consumes, from this line right here, to the full line, that's $40 right there. And in terms of mileage, from this line to this line, that's a solid 100 miles that I can drive. 100 miles, that's it. So if you're someone who struggles to keep gas in your car, you might want to reconsider a 6-inch lift, especially if you live in a state where gas is super expensive. The fourth thing that I hate about my rough country 6-inch lift is that almost every time that I make a turn, it makes a really weird noise. And no, it's not revving. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna make a turn right here. Look at how the Tacoma acts up. Look at this. Oh my God, I really wish you guys can hear that. I know you guys saw that light flashing. Now, almost every time that I make a turn, that light flashes and it makes that noise. And I don't like it because it sounds like the tire's rubbing when it's not. That's just the ABS making that noise. I don't remember the Tacoma doing that before I lifted it, but my theory is that since the tires have a different dimension than what the truck is, I guess, used to, it does that noise every time I make a turn. Well, not every single time. Almost every single time that I make a turn. The fifth and final thing that I hate about my rough country 6-inch lift is that in order to install this lift, you have to make one crucial modification. So in order to install this 6-inch lift, you do have to make a cut to the cross member. And as you can see right here, this is where the cut was made. But don't worry, the lift kit does come with this reinforced drop bracket, which will replace your cross member. Now, some of you may think that by cutting the cross member, it'll affect the value of the truck. But that's not true. I had my Tacoma appraised twice. The first time that I had it appraised was at a used car dealership, a local one here in town. And the second time that I had it appraised was at CarMax. And in case you're curious to know how much CarMax valued my Tacoma at, make sure you check out this video right here. But when I did have my Tacoma appraised, believe me guys, not once did they go underneath the truck and see if, there was any modifications done to the frame. Realistically, all they do is they check the mileage, they check the condition of the truck, like cosmetics, and realistically, that's really all they check for. So don't worry, doing this modification will not affect the value of your truck. But that's pretty much going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for making it to the end. I really hope that this video was helpful to anybody who's looking to lift their Tacoma 6 inches or who's looking to buy a rough country lift kit. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys comment down below, or you guys can DM me on my Instagram. I'll link all that down below in the description. Thank you guys for all the support. Until next time, Hooner, Tail Tacoma, beautiful sunsets. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.